In a world that often seems fractured and divided, where individuals grapple with existential crises, yearning for a deeper connection and navigating their own spiritual quests, there is one name that has reverberated across centuries and continents: Jalal al-Din Rumi. His teachings, which transcend both time and culture, continue to inspire millions of people worldwide. But what is it about Rumi's message that resonates so deeply in the 21st century, especially in Western spirituality and New Age thought? Rumi, a 13th century Persian poet, theologian, and Sufi mystic, has undeniably left an indelible mark on the spiritual landscape of the West. While his poetry is timeless and appeals to all seekers of truth, love, and transcendence, it's particularly intriguing how his ideas have permeated Western minds, especially since the 1960s. The allure of Rumi's work transcends geographic, religious, and linguistic boundaries, making him one of the most widely read poets in the world. In this essay, we will explore Rumi's impact on Western spirituality and New Age thought, highlighting the key themes in his work that have found fertile ground in the West. Before we embark on this exploration, let me extend a warm welcome to the Unfolding Journey YouTube channel, where we delve into topics that encourage introspection, spiritual growth, and intellectual exploration. Here, we share insights that help us navigate the vast and often complex landscape of life. Just like an unfolding journey, the insights and stories we present are meant to inspire and guide you on your own path toward greater understanding. We are thrilled to have you with us as we dive into the life, poetry, and profound influence of Rumi on the world today. Jalal al-Din Rumi was born in 1207 in the city of Balkh, in present-day Afghanistan. He was a deeply spiritual man, guided by the teachings of Sufism, the mystical branch of Islam. However, Rumi's influence is not confined to the Islamic world. His works, which include poetry, prose, and spiritual discourses, have resonated far beyond the borders of the Persian Empire and the Muslim world. In the 19th and 20th centuries, Rumi's work began to be translated into English, and his poetry gained immense popularity in Western circles, especially during the counterculture movements of the 1960s. At the heart of Rumi's teachings is the idea of transcending the ego, a theme that found a particularly receptive audience among those questioning traditional structures of authority and searching for alternative paths to spiritual enlightenment. The rise of the New Age movement, with its emphasis on holistic living, self-realization, and spiritual awakening, provided fertile ground for Rumi's ideas to flourish in the West. At the core of Rumi's poetry and spiritual philosophy is a deep yearning for union with the divine. He spoke of love as the force that binds the universe together, transcending all earthly distinctions. Rumi's notion of love was not confined to romantic or personal love, but rather was a spiritual force that connected all beings to one another and to God. This understanding of love as a transformative, unifying force resonates deeply with the Western ideal of interconnectedness and the New Age belief in the oneness of all existence. Rumi's poetry invites individuals to go beyond the limitations of the self and experience a profound union with the divine. This idea of spiritual union, or tawhid in Sufi thought, is a central theme in his works, particularly in his most famous poem collection, Divan-i Tabrizi, the collected poems of Shams of Tabriz. Rumi speaks of love as the ultimate path toward enlightenment, the way to dissolve the ego and experience the pure essence of being. His words reflect a deep mystical experience that emphasizes the inner journey of transformation. In one of his most famous quotes, Rumi says, "You were born with wings, why prefer to crawl through life?" This line encapsulates Rumi's belief that humans have the potential to transcend the limitations of the physical world and experience a higher, divine reality. It speaks to the Western spiritual seekers who long for a sense of personal empowerment, freedom, and transcendence beyond the material realm. The rise of the New Age movement in the mid-20th century played a significant role in bringing Rumi's teachings into the Western mainstream. New Age thought, with its emphasis on spirituality, self-discovery, and holistic healing, found much resonance with Rumi's message of inner awakening and spiritual liberation. The New Age movement encourages individuals to seek personal spiritual growth through meditation, mindfulness, and practices that promote inner peace and well-being. Rumi's poetry, with its themes of love, unity, and the transcendent nature of reality, provided a roadmap for many seeking a more profound connection to their inner selves and the divine. In fact, many New Age practitioners view Rumi as an archetype of the spiritual guide, someone who navigates the inner realms and offers wisdom for personal transformation. One of the key ideas in New Age philosophy is the belief in a universal, interconnected spiritual energy that flows through all beings. This idea mirrors Rumi's teachings about the oneness of existence. He believed that all beings are part of a larger, divine reality, and that by connecting with this deeper truth, individuals can experience spiritual freedom and fulfillment. Rumi's famous metaphor of the reed flute in his poem The Masnavi symbolizes the soul's longing to return to its divine source. Just as a reed is hollowed out and longingly cries out for the unity it once had with the original source, humans, in Rumi's view, are separated from the divine and yearn to return to it. This metaphor finds a powerful parallel in the New Age concept of soul-searching and the quest for personal enlightenment. The idea of reuniting with a divine source resonates deeply with those seeking to reconnect with their higher selves and the universe. Sufism, the mystical branch of Islam, has had a profound influence on Western spirituality, especially through Rumi's teachings. Sufism emphasizes the importance of direct personal experience with the divine, rather than relying on external authority or dogma. This emphasis on experiential spirituality aligns closely with Western esoteric traditions, such as Gnosticism, Hermeticism, and other mystical paths that prioritize inner knowing over institutionalized belief systems. Rumi's influence is seen in the broader embrace of mysticism and spiritual practices such as meditation, yoga, and mindfulness in the West. These practices, which are rooted in the Sufi tradition, focus on cultivating a direct, personal experience of the divine. This approach stands in contrast to more formalized religious practices that rely heavily on rituals, dogmas, and external authorities. The concept of spiritual awakening, which is central to Rumi's work, also aligns with key themes in Western esotericism. In this context, awakening is seen as the process of discovering one's true nature and connecting with a higher consciousness. Rumi's poetry offers a path for this awakening, encouraging individuals to go beyond the surface level of life and dive into the depths of their inner selves. Rumi's influence on Western spirituality cannot be discussed without considering the broader context of the 1960s and 1970s, a period during which Eastern philosophies began to gain popularity in the West. This era, marked by a widespread interest in alternative spiritualities, saw a growing fascination with Hinduism, Buddhism, and Sufism. Figures like the Dalai Lama, Paramahansa Yogananda, and various Zen masters were becoming household names, and their teachings were gaining a wide following. In this context, Rumi's work was embraced by those who sought to merge Eastern and Western spiritual traditions. His teachings on love, unity, and transcendence resonated deeply with the counterculture movement, which sought to break free from the materialism, consumerism, and social norms of the time. Rumi's poetry, with its emphasis on the inner journey and the quest for personal liberation, became a beacon of hope for those searching for meaning beyond the traditional frameworks of religion and society. The Western interest in Eastern philosophies, including Sufism, can also be seen as a reaction to the intellectual and cultural climate of the time. The rigid, institutionalized religious structures of the past were increasingly seen as inadequate in addressing the deeper spiritual needs of modern individuals. Rumi's work, with its universal themes and direct appeal to the heart and soul, provided a refreshing alternative to the dogmatic and hierarchical structures of traditional Western religion. In conclusion, the impact of Jalal al-Din Rumi on Western spirituality and New Age thought is profound and enduring. His teachings on love, unity, and the transformative power of spirituality have transcended time and geography, offering wisdom to generations of seekers. As a poet and mystic, Rumi's words continue to inspire countless individuals on their own spiritual journeys, reminding us all that the path to enlightenment lies within our hearts. Rumi's philosophy, deeply rooted in Sufism, speaks to the universal human longing for connection, inner peace, and divine union. His work is not confined to any one tradition or time period. Rather, it serves as a bridge between cultures and spiritual practices, offering timeless insights for those who seek to transcend the limitations of the ego and experience a deeper connection with the divine. As we reflect on the wisdom of Rumi and his enduring impact on spiritual seekers across the globe, I invite you to subscribe to our Unfolding Journey YouTube channel. By subscribing, you'll join a community of like-minded individuals who are passionate about exploring the deep, transformative insights that Rumi and other great thinkers have to offer. Stay tuned for more content that will guide you on your own unfolding journey toward greater understanding, peace, and spiritual growth. We look forward to walking this path with you. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest videos.